our inability to be ourselves is one of the biggest issues. Is like people like us, we're semi-feral, and this is just part of how we are.
It's the false accusations by the police.
And then when people like who are housed up go around and like do weird shit, and we get blamed for it, and like for the most part, like yeah, we have our moments and stuff like that, but for the most part, we clean things up, we take care of each other, we work together as a team. You know, we have moral values, and I think that sometimes the general public doesn't believe that we have values or that we're just junkies or drunks or whatever. When that's not always true.
What's up, Charlie?
But we even if we were those things, we need a safe place to be able to be safe, to have showers, to be able to use the internet.
Dark stuff right here.
Things like that.
I said,
but more than that, you're saying that when people offer help, they're trying to put their values on you.
And that's a problem too. I think the best thing for this community is to open up a center that is non-denominational. They don't care about religion, just like the Constitution. It should be completely free for you to come in, and as long as you compose yourself in an appropriate way, you are welcome there. You don't need a program, you don't need to pray, you don't need to, sign your life away, have a 7-day lockout, none of that stuff. Just a safe place for anyone to come in, as long as they act appropriately, to be safe and to have resources like showers and internet and, food, things like that. And that could be for anyone, that could be for your kids, that could, a teenager wants, boom, you get a free lunch, you know what I mean? Like, it needs to be a safe working environment that's not controlled by any form of religion, and definitely not at a police station.
But in spite of the good intentions,
you want to hear something fucked up?
I know.
We were standing down here on the corner the other day. I don't know, what was it, a week or two ago? Standing on the sidewalk, a business owner was parked right in front of his business. Okay? Calls the police on us, says we're standing in his doorway.
And it wasn't.
And he's laughing while
he's laughing while he's calling the police.
And then he stepped out of the car and laughed at us.
And we were not in his doorway.
And then
we were on the public sidewalk.
When we realized that the cops were not going to do nothing, he just decided to stare at us the whole time.
The cops showed up, talked to us, and left, and then we started pointing and laughing at him.
So he's putting the onus of communication on you.
Yeah.
He's not communicating.
No.
So how do you open up that communication?
He was mean, dude. That dude was not nice. That dude was not cool. I don't know how. I have no idea how.
Well, he's being a bitch. Cool. We can't really say that.
Quit telling him to be a little bitch. I mean, I don't know. What do you do about that?
What do you do?
Why did he do that? Why couldn't he just roll down his window? But we weren't even on his property. We were on a public sidewalk.
If there's a power differential.
Yeah, it's status.
But we were on a public sidewalk.
I have more money than you, and
why did he call the cops on us in the first place? We weren't on his property. We were on a public sidewalk.
And not only that, he could have just. Remember that guy the other day with the bags? I don't know if you were there. So I was sitting over there, and this dude, like everyone left their shit, and I was watching everything. And this dude walks up, takes a bunch of pictures of me, says everything's my fault, right? You were there, you were yelling at that motherfucker, remember? That dude that was taking pictures of us and shit? Yep. Do you remember that shit? And that was, all we did was set us up down, run into, we were waiting for the store to open, we were waiting for the store.
Doing absolutely nothing
It's like, if you're going to buy a property here, you better, he didn't even know that was a store. The dude didn't even know it was a mini mart. And it's like, if you're going to buy a property in this town, you need to know what's next door.
You need to be researching.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, people are violating your trust by not asking you too.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey man, move your shit.
But if they're going to call the cops on us for standing on a public sidewalk, what won't they call the cops?
We were on the corner too, and we were on the corner there. Remember, there was a whole group of us on the corner, and they called. And they're like, because they were.
Yeah, he was parked like from here, like where that truck is, on the phone with the cops. And we're standing here like, well, whatever.
We're just hanging
out. The cops show up.
They tell lies. Like the article in the papers specifically said, the guys that flat at McDonald's has been reported to throw beer bottles at our customers in the parking
Oh,
lot.
get this one.
Right.
This is even
Bullshit.
better.
We don't-
You remember when I had the banana phone and we were apparently cussing people out and throwing things at cars?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cop showed up for that,
was bullshit,
too. Yeah.
dude.
So-
That was right here.
So with
Yeah.
that one, they're putting the burden on the person who's trying to help.
They're making up bullshit stories. It's not freaking true.
You know what the owner of McDonald's said the other day? Jake told me Jake overheard it when he was in there. The owner of McDonald's, they had a meeting, and he's wanting to pass an ordinance in town that makes it to, if somebody hands money out of their window at McDonald's, they get in trouble. Not the panhandler.
Eugene's like
That's
that.
way wrong.
Yeah, that's
Something
super
like
wrong.
That's
They do that in
bullshit,
Eugene
man.
too. Or in
So
Springfield.
they're
That's
bringing
the
up
Springfield
trumped
law.
up
They do that in
bullshit.
Springfield.
I can't even stand on a public sidewalk and talk to 2 or 3 of my friends
McDonald's
without the
Without them
police
calling the
rolling
cops
up
on us,
is
dude.
talking to me.
and saying I'm doing something fucked up. And I'm not. I could be
Christina,
totally sober,
4
not
years.
smoking
Got
no
kicked out.
weed,
She got
not
sent
nothing. Just like right now, if I was like you, standing on this corner, that's what we were doing. 3 or 4 of us talking. The
Yeah,
cops
just
roll up
chilling.
on it. And the cops
Well-
were like, we know it's bogus. Well, then why, if you know it's bogus,
Well,
why
he
are
got
you
in on the
fucking with
banana
me?
phone. I wish I would have taken
Leave
pictures
me
of that. That shit
alone.
was funny as fuck.
I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Oh,
Leave me
Brad, tell
alone.
them what Nikki did. We were at the spot over here. You see that sticker? That
Yeah.
paper?
Criteria
There
for
was not one on
exclusion.
that building. And we're all sitting there. She pulls up. She says, and this is Nikki Riley of the Astoria Police Department. She says, you know you guys can't sit here. I'm like, well, Nikki, where can we sit? It's raining. Like, there's no exclusion criteria for exclusion on the windows, nothing. She said, well, I can change that. She gets on the phone, tries to call the owner of the building, calls the wrong person the first time. It takes her 2 times to find the right owner. Tells the owner, well, you got a bunch of homeless people outside of your store. They're drinking and they're just causing a bunch of ruckus. Do you want me to trespass them? Do you want to be on the program?
So they're being proactive for the property owners.
Yes.
Right, but they're
Yeah,
not
but
being
it's-
proactive.
But they're
Give us,
fucking the homeless
like,
because we're not.
okay,
That
look at
just
San
gives them the
Francisco, for
right
example.
to run
San
us out.
Francisco, you can buy a panhandler's permit for $15. It's good for a year. Might be a little more now because of minimum wage and all that shit. But last time I was there, it was $15. It's good for a whole year. And you can sit on any corner and panhandle all day long.
All
You-
this
you know,
shit
and that's a
means
form of being.
If
Right,
the
like,
Dude,
cops
and it isn't
can
even
stop.
specific. This is so roundabout. It's like it's not even. But they should do something like that. Like, I mean, obviously, you probably shouldn't charge people to do that. But you know,
Quit running us away from places when we're asleep at night. At 3 in
that's
the
a
morning.
problem. We have to be able to sleep.
I can understand if we're all out here with a beer in pub. That's one thing. You tell us to move,
just
but
tell
when we're
me to
asleep
let
at
him
night,
finish.
Well, people have to
But
be
yeah,
safe.
bro.
That's the main thing. I mean, you guys need to be free from intimidation and
Yeah.
harm.
Yeah.
All this shit means right
It's
here
so
is the
not- it's
police
like,
can
it doesn't
roll up
even
here
make
and
sense.
tell us
Like,
to
after
run
that,
off
it
at
doesn't
any
Like
point
carte
in time.
blanche, let them do what they want.
That means, yeah, the owners don't have to complain, the citizens don't have to complain. That just means if the cops see us sitting here and
They
that
just run us
sign's
off.
there, they can stop and tell us to leave.
So go back to what type of questions should people be asking you? Like if you guys had an agenda,
we need safe
Can we meet
places
in the
to
middle?
sleep.
can we compromise?
Right.
What do you want? What do I want? Let's sit and talk and see if we can work both of these things out
Yeah.
to benefit each other
So
at
again,
the same
how
time.
do we go about being like,
I mean,
hey,
if
I
we're
don't sleep
sitting
in your
here-
stoop and I'll make sure it's clean when I leave. But the problem is we get people who travel all over the country who have really bad habits and disrespectful, and so it makes all of us who actually
It's not just the
live
travelers.
you know,
so what happens when you try to police the travelers?
You can't police the travelers.
can't,
Can't.
can't. That's not how it works.
Because they're
You can-
travelers.
Yeah.
And they get upset.
They're just here they're here for whatever, for reason, for whatever,
And then
for
they're gone.
whatever.
But you guys are here.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, you're citizens, even if you're living.
We are.
Yeah, I
mean,
work, dude. I have a job and all that shit.
That's what I mean. We all live on the streets out here. That's why we take care of what our town. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
dude. Like,
We
this
run
is
off
where
the
we live,
riffraff.
man.
But if anybody who's interested in what you guys are going through, if we could start to nail that down, what are the first things we need to start doing?
Support. We have to have support. We need a place to bathe. We need a place to
They're
do
treating us
laundry.
different because we're
Yeah.
not.
We
we're
need a
status
place to
quo.
sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't judge
And we
us.
don't have to sleep inside. We can sleep in. Like, I don't mind
I
sleeping
prefer
outside.
outside.
Yeah.
You know, that's okay.
But don't judge us.
You know, like
Yeah, we're homeless. You know how many people will walk by here and you just say hi and they flat
we
ignore
just
you?
watched the girl literally walk almost into traffic just to avoid saying hi to us. You know what I mean? It's the contempt.
People can't
It's
even
the
say
stigma
hi.
we need to change. It's the stigma around it.
Yeah.
Well, we see people doing a lot of stupid things because they're out of ignorance. So what would be a step toward education?
I'm not ignorant.
I mean, when they do stuff
you know
like
how they
trying-
do ride-alongs with
It's
fucking the police, dude? Have
Hi.
them come try and hang out with us for a day, dude. Like,
See what I mean? Perfect example.
you know?
One person will say
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, man. It's a form of ignorant contempt that it's hard to breach that barrier because it's such a polar opposite.
It's so automatic.
It's the polar opposite.
It's so instilled into people's brains already that you would have to.
Well,
You would have to over and over. It's somebody speaking for us. Somebody over and over telling something.
I think you're
breaking
hitting
the cycle.
the nail on the head because, you know, when you're ignorant of something, you don't know it until it happens to you, right?
Yeah.
And when everybody talks about being like a paycheck away or whatever, but people have that fear that they could be in that position and they don't want to look at it because it's too scary.
Well, like I said, in my last interview,
You know
it's
what?
like, you don't have to go through this.
PTSD,
You even
can get
experimenting, and taking the time and effort to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. No matter if you live in the house, stay out of the house, sleep on the street with us for 3
Look at
days.
John.
and
He
then
used
you'll
to be a
probably have a
college
different point of
professor.
view.
Dude.
Yeah,
They
dude,
need to
look
quit
at
watching the media and believe in the media and come out here and talk to us.
Yeah.
Sit and talk to the folks.
Come
Don't
and
believe
talk,
what the media
hang
tells
out
us.
with us. Give us an opportunity to be a person.
The media's main thing is to promote division. That's what the media does. So if they can say something that'll make the everybody else in the community feel like, okay, well, nah, they're scum. We don't need to let them feel like they're accepted here. Let's not do that. You know what I mean? Like that's.
They only do what they have to do, what they think they have to do.
Well, you know,
Why is the warming center open 3 months a year? Because the community won't allow it to be open any longer.
Patrick had a really
That's
good idea.
bullshit.
Patrick was suggesting just start doing a blog. Or
Yeah.
a blog.
Okay. They're a church, right? They're
I'd rather
God-loving
them
people.
talk to
They
me in
treat
person,
everybody
dude.
equally,
Yeah,
right?
'cause I'm
Then
thinking
why
about
they
better
only
days,
let us stay there 3
communication
months
back
a
in the
year?
day.
More
I-
delivered than just the internet. When you actually talk to someone, that's solid information. That's solid
So,
communication.
Right. Social media and regular media
It's
has
bullshit.
screwed this whole fucking
Yeah.
society.
It's like,
the
why
social.
can't you just go and
and they
talk
can't
to the person in
screw it
person
all
and
up.
be like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
personable, I got interpersonal communication skills, I know how to talk to a motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like,
How many individuals could you name and come out and talk to you in this town?
How many
I know
individuals that
several.
would what? Talk to me about what?
How many people you know on how you can count? Come out?
several.
10,
To
15,
talk to me about what?
Anything.
who live in houses.
Every
Who-
homeless
jobs.
people. I mean,
I know
okay,
about
so
how many, like, regular
percentage
people come
wise,
by
I
and
would
just
say
talk to you.
70% of the people that we talk to are out here. And then
yeah,
we
probably
get-
about
we-
70.
yeah. And then
Most people,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of people. That,
Most people that start
Yeah,
to talk
they
to
won't-
us, they may live in a house, but I've always heard one thing. Well, man, I used to be a traveler, or I used to be homeless, or I did this.
They're usually in the same. They've been in the same boat.
How you doing,
Right.
ma'am?
They're relating to
Have a
us.
good
You know
day,
what I mean?
ma'am.
Like,
Thanks for not
that's-
saying hi.
Come talk to us. Don't listen to what the newspaper and the media tells you.
See what I mean?
Get your facts where it's at.
And-
Come
and-
straight to us
Like, look at
and
those.
sit down and say, "What's going
Yeah.
on, brother? What's up?" You know what I mean?
Simple communication.
Right.
Do you remember the days before cell phones? Because I do. I remember when I'd have to walk across the field and go bang on my home. Can I play with homeboy?
Hey.
I'm gonna go play in the field.
Who knows how to
for-
use a rotary
yeah,
phone?
Yeah, right. I know how to use a rotary phone.
Who
You know?
remembers what an actual payphone
Yeah,
is like that one there?
And that one actually has a credit card slot.
Yeah.
Remember before the credit card thing came out?
Yeah.
It was still using
Well,
checks. Like,
I don't think. You
Who
know,
remembers
my thing
food
is,
stamps being paper?
paper. Yeah.
I'm not here
Uh,
to fix anybody's problem. Right?
no, I know
I'm-
you're not.
What I'm trying to do is keep the communication going.
We need support.
You know, so
Plain and simple, we need support that's not regulated by
But-
Christianity or hardcore politics.
Or prejudice.
They want to
we-
control us.
We
They
don't
want
want
to
be
control
controlled.
the homeless. That's
But-
why they're trying
so,
to put
Brad,
us
the
in
first
the
thing I
jail.
would say to you,
What?
be specific.
Why do they want to put us in the jail? That's not the only building they can get. Why do we have to go through
Why,
cavity
so they can
searches?
search our shit and fucking throw us in jail?
Right,
It's
and fucking-
supposed to be
That's a
free,
shakedown, dude. That's a
open.
setup. That's a fucking
No.
shakedown,
So like,
dude.
I talked to those guys after. So just let
It's
me
a
give
method
you.
of bringing in more
Let me
money.
give you
Yeah.
devil's
Well,
advocate,
dude.
okay?
Okay.
It's a fucking shakedown.
Go
So
ahead.
I have a friend who lives in East Berlin. You know what
Uh-huh.
East Berlin is like?
Yeah.
Stasi. Like they
Yeah.
customarily tortured, and most people who they're tortured and incarcerated, most of the citizens.
Yes.
They all those buildings that Stasi had in East Berlin, now they've been converted to new buildings, new apartments and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And that's what they're proposing to do to that. Like just facelift it and turn into forget the past.
It's not going to work like that because most
You
of us
are
are
not gonna
ex-convicts.
get-
We're going into a jail. You can't treat us
You are
like
not going to
Yeah.
get someone.
Most
listen
of
to
us
me,
are
but this is the real
ex-convicts. We've
talk.
been
Listen,
incarcerated.
You are
We're
not going to get someone who has a
institutionalized.
box of points in
Or
their
no.
backpack, a fucking teen or a dope, to walk into a police station
No.
to take a shower. It'll never happen. Never fucking
Even if
happen.
you were sober.
And that's the
I mean,
person that
whatever,
probably
but-
needs a shower because they've been up for a week and they need a safe place.
A lot
to
of us are
you know, like, it's all about
institutionalized, man. We're
safety
not
and,
going to go in just
you
for
know,
that
yeah, they're
simple
fucked up. Yeah,
fact.
they have issues.
We're
You-
institutionalized,
They'll never
man.
use it because
We've done
it's
time.
not
No,
safe.
we're going to tell you, fuck you,
So
and
what
no.
What if you're traveling, you came with a teen or a dope, and you go over there, and that's the place you want to end up
A
at?
traveler, they'll
Yeah.
arrest him, throw him in jail.
Well, what
It's
if all
a
that
setup.
history is gone?
That's what my complaint is.
It's-
Most of us are ex-convicts,
And
institutionalized.
and we don't
and
trust that.
we
There's
don't
no way
want to
in
go
hell.
sleep
No
in a
way
jail,
in hell.
whether
I
it's the
will- no.
kitchen
I'm not going to walk
or
into
it's
a
the
jail with drugs
pantry
on
or-
me and try and get
No.
services.
So what if they just steamroll over you and say, well, this is what we've got, take
Then we
it.
won't use it. And it's a waste of their fucking time.
Yep, wasting their
Okay.
time and money.
Yeah.
If they open it there, it's
Never going to happen.
it's gonna fail.
Yep.
This could be a very valuable conversation, because they could share this with all the people who want to do this.
I don't want them to do it there,
No.
not because of my reasons, but if they do it there, it's going to fail.
It's a waste
Because
of money.
any
It's a waste of
homeless
time.
person is
The
not
people who
gonna
are
go
strung out on dope and
to
God
a
only
jail.
knows what they've been through, all they want to do is go to somewhere safe where they're not going to be interrogated, they're not going to be harassed, no one's going to go through their shit. Everyone has trust issues, they all have PTSD. We need a safe place where we can feel like we can be ourselves, no one's going to touch our shit. You know, lockers that we can walk in and be like, if you're taking a shower, lock your shit in the locker, go take a shower, you can get a
They
key.
weren't even dog
You know,
friendly.
like-
They wouldn't let my dog in there.
Yeah, and then the whole thing about animals is like my dog, dude. Like, that's another thing. We have companion animals because we live on the street. We need them. They're part
But
of.
what
you know?
I think you need a model of a place that's worked. Like you can't just say, we need this. Like you need this.
But there
this is what
isn't
works.
one.
Okay,
There
and we
isn't
could
one
do that,
here.
dude. If someone was to sit down with me and we actually talked about it and we
There
wrote out a
isn't
business
a
plan
model
to-
place
and I
to
would help you
use
do
as
that.
an example.
Absolutely. And I,
They
'cause
won't
I know
allow it.
Have you been anywhere? San Francisco,
all
any
over.
place
I've been everywhere.
where it works?
I've been to
Yeah.
Bend,
Where it
Oregon.
works.
Bend, Oregon has a fucking phenomenal
Santa
homeless
Cruz, dude.
center.
Santa Cruz is a great one too. Santa Cruz has they have
They come pick you up
two
in
dormitories,
vans.
showers daily for anyone.
Oh.
They don't search your shit. They have a recreation area. They do feedings. I do have a great model. The
Is
one
there-
in Santa Cruz would be actually really where it's at. They have another house for the women and children and everything where they get put. Dude, I actually have a great model plan.
Is there a
Yeah.
religious affiliation with it?
No.
Oh
nothing.
no! It would
When
be,
I
it
lived
would be
in
all you
Bend,
guys, yeah.
It was a different church every night. All the churches contributed.
Yeah.
And they had a van, and they would come pick you up like a bus. Pick you up every night, take you there, and then if you needed a ride
the
in the
Armory.
morning, they would drop
They
you off at the
used to do that
same
at the armory.
spot.
You hop on a bus, they drive you up to the armory. You got
Yep.
showers, food, safe
Yep,
place
all
to
of
be.
it.
But it was also managed by military personnel, so
This
nothing
was
was
not.
popping off.
This was not military, but
Yeah,
it was all, yeah.
yeah.
And it was great.
The
No,
churches
no
are just
race,
like
no
that, yeah.
creed, no religion,
I have
no.
tons of models. I've lived
nothing.
so many places, dude. Like, there's no reason that we can't sit down and like, let's actually figure something out that works.
Yeah.
And what building? The main thing is what building and what is our actual volume of homelessness? We need to kind of. There's no census on that.
In hard facts. Like what's the expectancy of how many people are going to come?
Right, and so
Use
how
it.
big of a building do we need?
Get a building and expect 100 people
At
minimum.
least, yeah,
Minimum.
yeah.
But if it's a day center, that means any homeless person can come
Or
in
any
and out.
traveler, anybody.
Anybody.
As long
But
as,
expect
and I think one of the
100
big things is when you walk in, let's say whatever the maximum occupancy of the building, there should be that many lockers. When you walk into that, you lock your shit in the locker.
It should be an option
Yeah.
whether you do or not.
But well, you don't, there's 100 people, a bunch of bags and shit. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You know
You
what
gotta
I'm
watch
saying?
your own shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, if it's locked up,
If there's the capacity for 100 people, yes, there should be
you got
100 lockers.
lockers.
Okay, and
And then that and showers, bathrooms, food, internet, the ability to get so that people can look for work, they can connect with their families, they can
yeah, basically.
just
See,
basic,
what I've
simple
been
stuff.
thinking all along, dude, they should do like a temporary work
And then
service.
like a nice like with
with the day
couches, somewhere
service.
people can rest.
Provide the homeless with work.
You need to hook it up. You need
they
to make
keep
it
saying
comfortable. So that
You know how many people,
know?
how many business owners are around here that could just put one or two of us to work, even for a day?
that
Yeah.
too. And
Couple
work
hours.
resource services.
Fishermen,
Yeah.
loggers,
So,
whatever.
Yeah. So like literally, like you should be able to walk in. You should be able to get some like, dude. That's a business right there. Just the temp services, just the cut off the top would probably pay the overhead because there's a lot of us that are willing to work. That's why I went and got a job. You know
So
what I'm
it's like
saying?
you're starting to come up with a model. Like, these are point by point. These are things.
Yeah.
This is the package.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we had a work temp service in there, that's going to make money to help participate in the overhead.
Not every
But
homeless
also have all the
person
other services,
is
and if you have people
good
who are
to
willing
work,
to
but
come fix sprinklers or cut grass or whatever,
Right.
anything,
pull my
you know what I
weeds.
mean? That'll help pay for it too. You take what? Let's say they pay $10 an hour, you take $2 and you put it back into it. Whoever works is participating in keeping this
Whatever.
thing going.
There's places like that, like Dignity Village in Portland, where they're doing that.
Right.
They're paying,
But make it a full center where people can come and rest, people can find work, people can connect with their families, people can take showers, people can store their shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't feel like our expectations as a society are that humane either. We just have too hard, rigid expectations,
Right.
and people need room to be themselves.
exactly. But you also need to give them the opportunity because, like with me, what did I say as soon as I got here? I'm going to get a job, I'm going to do this, and that's what
Yeah.
I did.
You got a job.
Yeah. You know?
And some of us work, like I work part-time. I don't work all the time, I work part-time.
You know, so,
And what I've seen, just from the time I've talked to you guys, a lot of people seem to get stuck in the downward spiral.
right.
And once you're swimming in that swirling, it's hard to get out of that.
Yeah, but having an open place to hang out with your peers,
How you doing,
that's
sweetheart?
a good deal because we help each other, you know?
No
We help each
hi,
other
not a wave.
figure shit out, dude.
Thank you.
You know, and that's the main thing is, okay, so I was involved in community sharing down in Lane County, and that was the basis of the whole program, was to help each other out. And so I go cook hot dogs and hang out, and and we do stuff, and it's all about sharing with the community and being able to help one another succeed. I don't want to see anyone go down. And that's what we need to instill into the people who are so contemptuous. Is it's like, help us succeed. And granted, that's a big trust thing. Like maybe this guy's going to do something janky, but that's why you have the job service thing, so that they, you can be like, are you actually going to work? Or you know what I mean? But still have the option of being able to rest and take a shower, and the whole thing. It would be the first time I've ever seen something like that, where it has everything in one, and that
Well,
would
it's
be a
kind of
great
like
example.
VR program for support employment, where you even have like a drug and alcohol counselor. Like if you
Yeah, have
you're triggered at
counselors,
work,
social workers, all
you
that.
feel like relapsing, like going to get a drink and still
Right.
going to work or
Find a
something.
sponsor,
you
have
know,
resources. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
foster
Make it
programs.
so you would call it a community resource center. So that way you don't tie the homeless into it. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
And you have all of those things where you have a safe place to be, you have a place to take a shower, you have a place to store your shit, you have a place to find a job, you have
Weather
a place to
permitting,
eat.
you have a
Food's
place
a big
to
one.
sleep.
You know what I mean? Provide
you can
fucking
get skills and
right.
cooking for your peers.
Yeah, and
It
yeah, you can
destigmatizes
volunteer, and and make a volunteer program. So whoever donates, if you want to sign up to cook for the day, whatever. There's a lot of things that we can do. It's all about community. It's all about working together to make things work, to make it a better place, and so we have harmony, dude. Because the more harmonic it is, the funner it is, and
Okay.
the more successful we are. And that's what's important. It's not about the constant battle and the harping and all that bullshit. It's about trying to make a harmonic balance between all of us so that we can all succeed and be successful and be happy.
So you guys as individuals, though, like what motivates you? Like you can talk about it, but like how can you get through your advocating?
Well, I'm doing what I need to do. I got a job. I mean, the baby.
You know how we advocate?
Whatever.
We fight with the police.
Yeah.
Because the police fight with us.
Yeah. And
that's how we get our point across. We go to jail, we get arrested, we spend our time, and we do it over and over and over until they get tired of fucking with us.
And what percentage of that is a waste of time?
All of it.
Oh, all of it, dude. Because all of it.
So why waste your time?
That's what we keep asking them.
And we can waste it as we want.
Because we're proving a point.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the same.
Remember, we're slightly feral. We're a little bit different.
So you need people with skills who can interface with that.
We're not afraid of the police.
Well, the police.
We'll tell them straight to their face, "Fuck you." You know what I mean? We're not doing nothing wrong.
How do they take that?
They don't take it very well. Okay.
They're not
but we
Brad,
tell
that's
them
okay.
I'm just saying, that's how it works.
They've always been
That's how we
to
get
me.
our point across. They deal with us enough times, they know who we are, they're like, okay, well, we can fuck with this guy so far, or we can't fuck with this guy so far, and that's how we get the balance.
What would be a good way to surprise them? Not say fuck you, but do something different that's gonna...
Well, like the other day,
I don't know.
I sat down to him, and I even asked, like, drinking. Where can we have a nice clip? Where can we go for a drink without you fucking with us? Nicely. Or even smoking weed.
Ask this man, he's been hauled to jail and beaten up by the police too.
You can't. They don't.
Literally got beat up because I wouldn't give him my T-shirt.
They won't do that. They don't want that. They don't want us here.
Well, what was their suggestion? What did they say?
They said if you know somebody with the house and the private property, that's where you need to go. I'm like, well, we're homeless. We can't really go up to knock on. I'm gonna knock on somebody's door and ask them. Most of the time, they're gonna look at me strange. We don't
go knock on a random person's door and ask them if you can fucking come in their house and smoke a bowl. Yeah, that's gonna go over real well.
I've done it.
Or drink a beer.
It did work out pretty good.
Well,
What
maybe.
about like Darren was saying, like grassroots approach?
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, I love your cape.
Like so,
Oh, it's a poncho, man.
finding people who can advocate.
You look so cute in that thing. I love it.
It's hard. I mean, if we can find somebody that
It's hard out here for a
us,
pimp.
Besides, there's a couple
Carol.
people that are in the homeless community.
Hi, Carol.
that talk about some certain stuff.
No way.
No,
But at
the
the
other
same
Carol.
time, is
I'm totally hurt.
I don't know how to say
Cheers,
a person would
Here,
have to
somebody's
individually,
really fucking flying away.
interview a person and see what their point of views are, this, that, and that. That's where my main thing is. It's like, because like you said, everybody is driven by different things. So
I got one question for you. If we're asleep at night in a doorway and nobody's complaining, why did the police come harass us?
I wondered about that too the other day. That happened to me when I was over by the aquatic center. I was sleeping just
Why?
like in a dark area.
We're
just
asleep.
chilling.
We're not making no noise. We're sound asleep, minding our own business, asleep.
Oh, dude, they
Why
shine
did
those
the
lights
police
in your
come
eyes. I
harass
hate it
us?
when they do that.
I
That's
take
just
my
mean.
flashlight and shine it right
it
back
just-
in their eyes.
Oh
It
man.
reminds me of like police state
Okay,
tactics.
there's
throwing
not
people
more than
down.
one person. We're not partying. We're not doing anything. We're sleeping, obviously, because that's how they found
We have
us.
to sleep too.
Why do they
We're
come
not all
harass
on
us?
dope, dude. Some of us actually don't.
Why
do
can't they
drugs,
let us sleep? We're not disturbing nobody. We're not hurting nobody. We're not doing nothing wrong. Why do they gotta come wake us up and make us
Nobody's
run off, and so they can chase us away from the next spot?
Nobody's
we're
answered
just-
that question.
We're just gonna go somewhere else, and then they come there. So who's harassing who? We're just trying to sleep
Well, they have authority on their side.
because of these right here.
Because of that, dude. Whoever.
Because of
fucking-
these right
that
here.
was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
It's
I've
not
never
the
seen shit
owners.
like that.
It's not the pedestrians. It's the goddamn police.
The one thing about having a day center, you have to have some form of security, but not Not
Brad.
security that's gonna search your shit or go through your stuff, but someone who's there to balance. Basically, a fucking bouncer. You know what I mean? Like, do what you do, but don't act up.
You need people who understand.
And we can all
Issues.
volunteer. Like, if we're there, we can all volunteer for the day to make sure everything's chill.
I mean, for example, I think of like, you know, people who've done duty in like dead shows or something. Like, they know how to handle people when they're really on the line, if
Right.
they're tripping or
Right,
whatever.
and that's a big deal too. The last thing someone wants to do after they eat fucking a bunch of hits of acid is get locked into a
Yeah.
fucking little room. You know what I
It'd be like
mean?
hell.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, and that shit's out here. And
You
that's,
need a
that's the
soft
reality of
interface.
the situation. Is everything is out there. You know, so we need to be able to like provide a safe environment where people can be themselves, lock their shit up, take showers, access the internet, access the job resources. You know what I mean?
I think a big thing too might be like, don't come down so hard on people if they are using. Like, people need
You need to accept them and treat
to fall
them.
back.
Yeah, because you okay. For example, let's say homeboy shoots up a bunch of dope one day. Okay, right? He's been up for about 5 or 6 days.
Hey, kick it down a notch, would it?
Right? He needs somewhere to sit down and chill. You know what I mean?
do.
Because he's falling out and he probably needs to be safe. Portland kind of has a model like that too. They don't report anything to the police. They won't tell you who's there. You know what I mean? It's all about safety. It's about having a safe place with resources.